Hey guys, and welcome back. So this is what we've sort of ended with. This is pretty much going to be the uh, final model. Um, Remembering that we're trying to keep our total under a mil polys. Um, Let me explain that why first. Um, so although if I was to make this into pieces, I could have a million polys for each piece, which would obviously give me a lot more detail. Um, but for the size of the model, like there hasn't really been any guidelines for anything like this. I mean, there might be, but I'm trying to just work it out by myself at the moment. Um, so at the moment, I'm still doing single piece models. Like, what I mean by that is instead of having like all of the legs be individual pieces, say for this, um, um, it's all one solid model. Um, and that's what I'm going for with this. Um, I'm trying not to have too much detail. You probably can see the leftovers. That's something that I'll be erasing. But what I'm going to be doing, I'll just spin this around. This is this is what we've got, and there are still some areas that need fixing up. But essentially, I won't be doing any detail to the spikes. All I'll be doing is giving them subdivisions and smoothing them out so that there's no polygons or ridges. Similar to this, but even more so than these ones. Um, the tongue's fine. I might give that some more geometry before. So we'll be adding more. So this is a good example. We'll be adding more geometry to the tongue, which will obviously boost our polygon count. But once we merge it, we'll be losing all of the polygons on the upside of of the underside of the tongue and of the top side of the inner mouth, if that makes sense. Because they won't be there, it'll all be fused together. And that'll be the same for like any polygons you can't see in the teeth and the tusks, all of the spikes, the eyes, the toes, spikes up here. So they'll still keep their shape, assuming I don't mess with it, which I hopefully won't be. So they'll keep their shape, but we'll lose polygons that we don't necessarily need, which is going to be a good thing. And that means also that once it's all one, when it's all physically one piece, um, I can go in and just add some little some little details, and I'll do some asymmetry as well. So I started by putting a little mole here. That's kind of just to remind me. I'll actually erase that, um, and I'll put some moles on the underside and do those asymmetric pieces. Um, but I definitely like how this is played out. Um, and what I was going to do today is, well, most of what I was going to plan to do today was just explain what's left to do, really. So, basically, like I said, a lot of the subtools will need a bit more work to them. The main body's done. I'll be erasing things like this under here. I can add the toes now, like some details on the toes. nothing too big. I actually did a bit of shaping, which is a bit naughty of me to not have shaped the leg before adding all the geometry to it. Um, but there we go. Um, yeah, so just wanted to show you that this is pretty much the final thing. So tomorrow I'll probably still have a video of this, because I'm not quite ready to do the next part, the next thing. Um, um, but it will be that Bloodborne character. Um, I think it's turned out pretty well. Um, pretty happy with it. Um, so I'll eventually do a turnaround video like I did for the Swarm host, and then once I work out a way to do it, I'll actually try and do a turnaround of it painted as well. Because I'm still painting the Swarm host. I've been a bit lazy with that, but there's just some little bits that I need to fix up with that. And I'll do the same with the Tetsu as well, and finish him off. Um, but aside from that, yeah, like I said, he's good to go. So the Bloodborne character won't be made for sculpt, because otherwise I think he'd have to be like this big with all the details and be multiple parts. Um, so probably not gonna do that, but um, I will try and think of something to do, maybe in the background for some more models. I would definitely want to do a heap more. I've got some other art projects as well that I've been thinking of doing. Um, so I'll be looking forward to doing those as well. Um, but yeah, so I'll probably leave it there. So mostly just a bit of a description today of where we're at. Um, and I'll see what I can get done tomorrow. It's been, well, not hectic, but just been trying to um, work out like what I want to do next. Like I thought I wanted to go in one direction, but I'm looking at different things to do. So, but anyway, I'll be able to work that out on my own. Um, yeah, I'll leave it there. So hopefully you had a good weekend, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. All right, cheers, guys.